Hello and welcome to episode 0 of Votes on Me. I'm here with my co-host Trent. How you doing today, Trent?
Doing good.
All right, and we're gonna be talking all of those reality TV headlines, stuff like that. But in particular, it's all about the challenge today, as the challenge season 39 battle for a new champion final has wrapped up. We have the titular new champion has been crowned. We'll go through that in a second. Um, Trent is a newer challenge fan. Got him into the challenge with I think it was Ride or Dies that you started with, or it
So I
actually
actually
was USA
watched,
2.
I watched USA 2, and then I went back and watched War of the Worlds and World Championship.
So you've seen War of the Worlds. Have you seen War of the Worlds 2 yet? Or
Oh wait, no, I didn't watch War of the Worlds. I watched two. I watched the one where Devin and Tori won, and then I watched the one where Jordan and
Kaz, right?
Kaz won. Yeah.
Right. So you've seen like the most recent one. So that's World Championship
Mhm.
and Ride or Die. So season 38, and then this is season 39. So kind of a strange one. I remember you asked me like, "Hey, is this one worth watching?" It's like it's worth watching in terms of it's not bad, but it doesn't have anyone that you would recognize outside of the people from like Ride or Dies, Double Agents, Spies, Lies, and Allies. I don't know if you've gotten back to those yet.
No,
Uh,
I haven't went back and watched those.
but I think I told you to go back and watch War of the Worlds, because if any of the challenge fans are listening, that is like the most popular one when you're trying to get someone into the challenge. They're like, "Oh, what should I watch?" War of the Worlds. But unfortunately, I think War of the Worlds isn't on Paramount Plus. It's some strange
Yeah, they
thing,
took it off.
which
I
is
think it was. I
unfortunate.
was reading that was like some like a player or something, like there was something in some breach of their contract or something, or like they like requested to have it taken off Paramount or something.
Yeah. So is War of the Worlds 2 on there? I
No, none
assume
of them are.
so. No?
Neither of them.
Okay. I wonder if it was because of the Georgia Bear situation, because I think War of the Worlds is where these two UK cast members, Georgia and Bear, they started getting together, and I think they left that season dating. And then there was like a revenge porn, like he posted like without her consent. Uh,
Mm.
it's gone to like court. He got charged with that. I don't know if he served any jail time, because for some reason the slimiest people just never serve jail time. It's a crazy world we live in. But back to season 39, Battle for a New Champion. This was a season without any champs. There were some vets. You watched Ride or Die, so you were familiar with Jay and Michelle, as well as Chauncey and Mariah and Olivia, Horacio, Nerys.
Yeah.
So there was a good returning cast there in terms of non-champs, but they also brought in a lot of just like fresh-faced rookies, and they were trying to build up some new stars, presumably before we go into season 40. Maybe save a bit of money, as they only gave out about 300,000 as a normal main flagship, as they call it, season. Generally, about 1 million they do, or $1 million, and then 100K goes to second place or whatever it is. It's normally at least 1 million, at least 500,000 for the spinoffs. So 300,000 shows the economy, and also kind of shows they might be hopefully saving money for 40, and maybe 40 is going to have 1 million or 1.5 million, whatever it is. But what did you think of the season overall, Trent?
Yeah, I enjoyed the season for the most part. There's some really frustrating bits. There
Mm-hmm.
was some people who I don't think should have made it to the end. Made it to the end. But overall, I thought that or actually the the formula was really weird.
It was
I
wacky.
Yeah, it was wacky. I don't like how. there's only one person going into elimination. It just felt like the show wasn't going like anywhere for like 10 weeks, you know? Um and yeah, like the people who it seemed like the people who they brought in at the beginning like were more entertaining than like the vets that they brought at the end, you know?
Yeah, no, I think they wanted a big name for the start, and this kind of got affected by the Mariah situation because Johnny Bananas was supposed to be a mercenary, but he dropped out upon learning about the Mariah James thing, just not wanting to be in that. So Brad, props to Brad, came in with no prep, just off the couch, and tried his best against Kylan. So that's why Brad, he's definitely not like a big challenge name, a little bit out of place amongst all these names. Because they had to find someone last second, which, understandable. Should have just let Jordan do it again, because far and away the best, like just mercenary performance. Like he's the only one that felt like a mercenary to me coming in. Obviously, if they gave CT a better elimination, probably would have been better. But they got these champs and they market it like, oh, you got to beat these champs, and it really felt to start giving Jordan like an endurance running thing that they were going to give people, these champs, like their like strengths. And then they just decided not to do that. They gave Kara a puzzle. They gave Laurel like another puzzle. Like it's like they wanted the champs to lose, which I don't understand why you would want, because people have to go home. Like you said, there was a 2-month real-time period watching the show where nobody went home. 6 to 8 episodes of nobody going home. It was frustrating. And we got to the final, and you talked about people not deserving to be there, and there was like 5 different people said, I haven't been into an elimination this season. It's like nobody went into elimination, because all the people that did the eliminations, James did one, got eliminated at the end. Kylan did a couple, got eliminated at the end. Michelle did one, got eliminated, purged at the end. Ed got purged. All of the people that like you were looking forward to at the end just dropped off. I think it could have been a lot better of a final, but kind of jumping into the final here, walking through that. You've watched a few finals at this point. I think this is out of the ones that you've watched, Ride or Dies, World Championship, USA 2. I think this is the best final format-wise that I've liked. I liked the theatrics of Ride or Dies, but I think this one, I like the flag thing where they're running back and forth. I like that. That was fun.
I thought that was good.
And I thought
and having to do different puzzles for like having to like kind of test your different strengths as well. I thought that was good.
And it ends up being, in the end, there's like a smashing a barrel thing, which looked very easy. At first I was like, well, that's kind of a thing that's going to be much easier for Corey than it is for Colleen, but whatever. Yeah. But it ends up looking pretty easy for just about everybody. So nothing too bad there. There was the standard balance a bunch of blocks and then pull up like a teeter-totter thing of weight. Yeah. Another classic one of those. There was Tanagram, as I'm sure you're getting very familiar with at this point. Tanagrams are like the challenge puzzle. You walk up, it's a Tanagram. And these people, they don't want to learn how to do them, or they just don't understand them. I don't know, but they're not that hard. Granted, the ones in this final, fairly difficult. But I was definitely surprised with Emmanuel. He killed pretty much every puzzle.
Yeah.
And in the end, he needed to do Sudoku, which he's never really done. and he just sat there for what seemed like forever and just figured it out. Process of elimination, and I'm sure that felt even longer for him as he's seeing everybody like go and get all these flags, and it's a bummer. I was disappointed with the one winner. I would prefer it be
Yeah,
one male, one
I
female.
agree.
I just don't like it. I think they made it fair. I think Nerys absolutely had a chance to win. She needed to do the Sudoku faster. She just didn't.
Yeah,
She had her opportunity. I don't think she was necessarily like robbed in that aspect, but just for like the titles, like Nerys just deserved it. Like
yeah,
sending home like four people, going up against all of that and making it to the end. And she ends up being the first place woman, and it's like it just feels strange because it's like she lost to Emmanuel, but it's not like she lost to any other woman on the cast.
yeah,
And
yeah,
they competed against women for the first half. It was you could only go. It's a girls' day and a guys' day. There was no genderless elimination for the first half of the season, and then later in like challenges, they were pairing people up by guy girl pairs. So I don't understand how genders matter in certain points, but then all of a sudden genders don't matter. Like I just pick one, like
yeah,
completely genderless or separate them. Like I don't care which one, but keep it consistent, kind of thing.
yeah. I felt that. I felt that too, especially since like it was like, oh, if you don't come in first, like might as well win at least a little bit of money, as opposed to
Yeah.
like, I gotta finish. I gotta finish this to become a champion. It did feel a little weird not having both, but I think that we're just gonna jump into spoilers. So
Yeah.
if you haven't watched it, go
You wouldn't have
watch it.
clicked
Come
on this
back.
video. Come on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Come on.
But I thought that if Nerys wasn't gonna win Emmanuel, like he won a lot of like daily challenges. I feel like he was definitely like the strongest competitor left out of the ones that were there, besides like Nerys because she had beat Horacio and Kylan in elimination. But yeah, I think he deserved to win at the end,
Yeah.
especially
I
yeah, especially
100%.
since he won. He was like the number one person in all of those couple challenges in the final, and so I think he proved himself.
Also, I got to give him more credit than someone like Jay. I,
Yeah,
I I'm gonna I'll shit on Jay here. Jay's a cool guy outside of the show, but on this season he got a bit of egg on his face, and that's fine. It happens. And he came in such a good position. He basically came in with like four really strong allies. He
yeah,
came in with Michelle. He came in with Nerys, and who else? Who else? It was Asaf. Like Asaf and
yeah,
him are like best friends outside of this. They stacked the deck in his favor, absolutely, and he got to run the show because of it. And on the flip side, Emmanuel didn't go into any eliminations, but he also is from Romania. He doesn't hang out with these people on vacations when the show's not filming.
yeah,
He's not doing all of that. Maybe he will now that he has 250K to travel the world with. But I think he's just gonna probably take that home and be a Romanian millionaire. So props to him for that. But I think it's he absolutely deserves it for his social game and just like the politicking he did. He did absolutely cheat on his girlfriend, and I understand that. But he did what he had to do, and it's probably the cleanest game of politicking that has ever been played. Women were never mad at him. No one ever got mad
yeah,
at him, and he came home with a Romanian million, so it was probably pretty hard for his girlfriend to be mad at him. We'll see how that fares as she's been watching the show, though. So who knows there.
yeah. I thought it was a funny moment when Corey like wasn't able to or like was trying to run down or wanting to like work up the courage to run down the cliff, and then TJ walks on. He's like, it's a tiny hill. He's like, you're scared of this?
That was one of TJ's best moments. I think in the past he's been a little bit mean with quitters, and he still is, but it's in more of a supportive way. He's like, you're just not quitting. Like, I'm not gonna let like he just won't let them.
I thought that was funny.
So that was a good bit. There's the bit before that where Berna doesn't want to drink the drink. Colleen, by the way, absolute animal. She's another one. She had no friends coming into this. Really, all she had was, you got to give it up to the Europeans. They normally get picked off pretty quick with the normal MTV cast. They're like, hey, we're gonna xenophobe these people out of here. Language barrier. They're just coming off strange. Let's get them out. But Berna, Colleen, and Emmanuel all make it to the final, so props to them. And they all surprised me. Obviously, Berna gets last place, but I did not think she was going to finish.
No.
I really did not. It did not seem like she had it in her.
It seemed like we never saw her finish that last one of the last challenges. I'm almost sure that they're just like, just go, just start running.
Just run. We're tired too. And I mean, speaking of tired, there was the no sleep thing. I don't even know after
picking those squares up that fence. That was just horrible.
Yeah, no, that's agonizing. I like when they do that. They did it in Invasion of the Champions, which is a kind of similar season to this 10 years ago, that they had to like do these like beads, these friendship beads, and it was super meticulous like this, and they had to put beads on a thing, and the person with like the longest thing, and they do it for like 6+ hours or whatever, and this was kind of the same thing of just like the tiles. Oh my god, that looked agonizing.
And then Nerys just pouring them all in there, just being like, yep, you guys fucked me over, so screw you. It's like that must feel like Colleen like almost crying, like that was tough. Tough to watch.
Yeah, but Colleen, despite all that, third place. And there was a point that you're watching that it's like, oh my god, is Colleen gonna win?
Yeah, she could have won.
It all came down to Sudoku in the end, and I think that's interesting because there's another season that comes down to Sudoku. I don't think you've watched this, the first season of the Challenge USA. But Sudoku and Tanagrams have seemingly taken over, and how many circles / triangles, counting shapes is also in their repertoire. So I imagine we're going to get the same kind of format for season 40. And I think I'd look forward to it. It looks like these games they finally got someone that knows how to like make a game, knows how to make like a competition. Because there's seasons of the challenge where it's like, what are we doing with this game or this whatever thing? So I think that was solid and well done. And I'm okay with the winner. However, it definitely would have been a more complete season, I think, if Nerys wins in terms of like a journey going all the way through.
Or Horacio.
I think, or Horacio. I do wonder, does Horacio beat him in that? I don't think he does.
Yeah. I feel like he would have struggled on the puzzles.
It's too puzzle based, and we haven't seen him be that in puzzles.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sure he could outrun him. I'm sure he could do all that, but I don't think he's beating him in those puzzles.
Too, he's not great at.
Yeah. Kylan, I think, would have been the most interesting if he was in the final. What happens? I think he's the only one. I don't think Jay keeps up with him. I think Michelle would have been close, honestly, because she is when it comes to puzzles, and I think she can run well enough, and she could drink whatever that drink is. She doesn't get purged; she's in it. So it really came down to running on that platform. Potentially costing her the win, because that was absolutely a final built for Michelle.
Or in Corey's case, running across a balance beam.
Oh my God.
How could you not do that? It's 4 steps. Just like it can't be that hard.
I don't understand that. It cannot be. I don't care how little you've slept. It's a balance beam. It's not even it wasn't even like a rope. Like I'd struggle across a rope. I'd still get across a rope. But it's a beam, brother. And it's like not even high off the ground. He could take 2 leaps. Just 1, 2, and he's there. Just jump.
I was pretty much screaming at the TV at that point. I was like, what are you doing? Yeah.
Silly. But ends up final placing. Nerys gets second. Colleen gets third. Corey gets fourth. And Berna gets fifth, with the rest of them getting purged out. And Emmanuel being your new champion in the Battle for New Champion. I did laugh at the end when it showed all of the PNGs of the champs that were brought in to be mercenaries, and it just put a PNG of Emmanuel, and it said, new champ. And then the season just ends. It really felt like they had a bigger kind of like maybe they wanted each of the mercenaries to like record a video and congratulate the new champ or something. They just never got around to it, so they just had the guy in the video to new champ.
Yeah. The reunion should be interesting.
That filmed like last week or something. Sounds like the beef between Nerys and Olivia is still very alive. We're finally going to hear Jay speak on some things because he's been quiet in terms of not really showing up on any podcasts or talking about it at all. I'm imagining he's not loving how he's coming across. I don't think there's any justification. Obviously, editing is editing, but like I really didn't like really didn't like when he gets eliminated. And that's such an awesome moment when he gets eliminated, especially because it's like Corey, someone that's been working with him, taking him out. Yeah. It feels great. And it's like exactly the comeuppance that you wanted him to get. But after he gets eliminated and all the people that have been working with him, been voting with him, he doesn't say good luck to them. He just turns to Nerys and is like, oh, well, Nerys, enjoy your win. Basically, like I was
you better
Nerys's
win, Nerys.
only... I was Nerys's only competition. Like, I'm not going to... Emmanuel, you worked with me the whole game. Meh. Mariah worked with me. No, like, good luck to them or anything. And it really just comes off like he just saw these people as numbers. And that's fine. It's a game. But, like, he's just not cute about it. Like... Like Wes can do something like that and be cute and cheeky about it. He just wasn't cute and cheeky about it, and he just came off really just douchey, in my opinion. I don't think he's the worst guy, but I think he's definitely the villain of this season when you watch it from front to back.
Yeah, definitely. It was just the way him and Michelle just kept being like, we got the numbers, and just going after everybody, and just having their own alliance, and then anybody who doesn't like their alliance, they could just be gone. And I thought that was so annoying.
And like it's even like kind of just elevated by the fact that nobody goes home for a long time. So it was every episode. And it got to the point where I stopped paying attention during a lot of the politics scenes because it was like, why do I care? They might not even go home. And also there's a 30% chance that they pull chaos. So you're watching this where 2 people get voted in, and you'd be like, okay, if 2 people are voted in, it's a 50-50 chance. Well, no, it's a 30% chance.
And then they make such a big deal about getting voted in when it's like, that means nothing. That means almost nothing.
You have a 30% chance of getting voted in. At a certain point, they could pick chaos, and you have like at that point, because of how many girls or guys are left, they have a 25% chance of going in. So it's like either I get voted in and have a 30% chance, or I don't get voted in and have a 20% chance of going in if they pull
Yeah.
chaos.
Yeah.
Why are we caring so much about the politics? If that's why spend the entire episode talking about voting this guy in when he's just going to come in and pull chaos, and then it's all just kind of
Yeah, exactly.
swept. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
So if there's anything with the format that I really didn't like, it's that. I think it would have been fun if the mercenaries could have joined the game. I know that as people have mixed feelings on that, but I think it would have been cool if you started the show in I think it's the chaos portion, because they divided the season into the chaos, control, conquest. Mm-hmm. So it was the control portion that the legends showed up. Switch that, have that happen at the beginning, and if they win, they can take their spot. They replace them. So you would have Jordan come in, and Devin won, so he would have came in. Kaz lost, so she wouldn't have came in, and then it would have felt like there was some finality to it, like somebody's going home. And then you would also have these characters in the house, I think, elevate it. And I know that obviously they couldn't have Jordan win battle for a new champion, so I can kind of understand that. So I get that, and I don't know. Someone needed to go home. Somebody needed to, and nobody was going home, and I think that definitely was a negative. I think it made the last 3 or 4 episodes really good. I think there was really solid last 3 or 4 episodes, but that slog in the middle is tough to get through while watching it weekly. Now, I think it's going to be a case of on rewatch. If you watch it in a binge, it's probably a lot more enjoyable, but overall, I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10 as a season. It's enjoyable, but
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, not the greatest, but that's our recap of the challenge Battle for a New Champion final. Thank you for watching. If you do enjoy our rambling about the show and want to hear more from us, I'm trying to get Trent to catch up and watch Traitors Season 2 right now. That show feels like it's taking forever, so I'm sure he'll get there at some point. And we'll be talking about that as well as anything else that's coming out. And Season 40, we're going to be recording a little cast speculation for that right now, so look out for that video and subscribe. And thank you guys.
Deuces.